Hey y'all, it's Kate from the Apothecary and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about The Book of Night by Holly Black. This was gifted to me by my dear friend Sharon Dwyer, and it was such a bittersweet read because I started this book right after I found out that she had suddenly passed. And so Sharon, we miss you tremendously, and I can't wait to honor your memory in many more ways to come in this next year. Book of Night, I gave 3.5 out of 5 stars, and I'll talk about why in just a minute. But first, I want to give you guys a spoiler-free summary of what this book is all about. This is a modern dark fantasy of shadowy thieves in secret societies in a world where shadows can be altered for fun, cosmetic preferences, or power, much like plastic surgery in our real world. But magic always comes with a price. Our main character is Charlie, a low-level con artist working as a bartender while trying to distance herself from the powerful and dangerous underground world of shadow trading. When a figure from her past returns, Charlie's life is thrown into chaos. Like I said, I gave this one 3.5 out of 5 stars. I felt like the beginning and the ending were absolutely fantastic. I loved them so much. But the middle, in comparison, felt a bit meh to me. It felt like it moved a little bit too slow, and I wanted it to be a little bit quicker, like the beginning and the ending were. The best CAWPILE category for me reading this book was the atmosphere. I felt like Holly Black did such a fantastic job of capturing the atmosphere in each and every moment in this book. There wasn't a single moment where I couldn't feel the atmosphere, and that came in really handy when there were times when Holly Black would kind of jump around points of views without really telling us that we're going into a new point of view until we're already there. And a lot of times that can be really confusing, but due to Holly Black's use of atmosphere, it wasn't as confusing as it might have been because you could feel instantly the atmosphere change with the point of view changes. So it really helped keep track of our different points of view. The weakest CAWPILE category that I felt was the plot. I felt like the actual plot was revealed a bit too late for me. It was towards the latter half of the book when I was reading the first half wondering, what is our actual plot here? Is this just a character-driven book, or is this going to be a mix of character and plot? It's okay if it's just character-driven. It's okay if it doesn't have a strong plot, but when you do have a strong plot that comes later, I want that to be moved up closer to the front, so I'm not thinking this is just a character-driven book, because I approach those two kinds of books in different ways. Well, there's really 3 kinds: character-driven, plot-driven, and a good combination of both. My favorite kind of book is a combination of the both, but when we have a combination, I want the plot and the character-driven parts throughout the whole book and not just at the character-driven parts at the beginning and the plot-driven parts towards the end, which is what it felt like here with Book of Night. It also, once we started getting that feel of what the plot was, it felt like it was kind of unsteady at times. It kind of wavered, and Holly Black wasn't quite sure what exactly the plot was until we got to the very end, and then it was too late because we were at the end of the book. I did get one quote from this that I wanted to share with you all because I thought it was just a really fun quote. It came from towards the beginning of the book, said, "Psychics were therapists for people who couldn't admit they needed therapy. They were magic for people who desperately needed a little magic back before magic was real." And a lot of times when authors are writing about psychics in a magical setting, they're talked about in negative ways. And this quote, while it's not 100% positive about psychics, it's also not negative either. And so it just showed kind of a nice balance of how people felt about psychics at the time. So that is my quick spoiler-free review for Book of Night by Holly Black. This one I gave 3.5 out of 5 stars, but I have a beautiful fairy crate, I think it was fairy crate edition of the book, and it just will sit on my shelves and look pretty forever. I have learned recently that I am a big fan of atmospheric writing. So if you all know any books similar to Book of Night, let me know in the comments below and I will be sure to add them to upcoming TBRs. As always, keep reading, and I love you all to the moon and back. Bye.